Welcome, I'm Jo, the founder of Globally Sourced, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Itinerary and Dining Guide to create a plan suited to your dietary needs, preferences, and pace. We recommend you use this tool in conjunction with our other tools, but find it a great way to see if a particular destination is one we should consider. If you haven't already, please visit globallysourced.com and we'll see you shortly. Okay, let's load up the Itinerary and Dining Guide. If you're not on this page already, pause it and open up our website and then click through to the Itinerary and Dining Guide. Now, just like the other videos I've done on the country and dining guides, I'm going to leave you to read much of this information yourself. However, one thing to bear in mind, our tools will chat back to you and they will ask you if they've got any questions or they need some clarification. So feel free to do the same. You'll notice in the itinerary guide it tends to keep things a little light on a lot of days, at least by the standards of how I travel. So I prompt it and go, hey, could you add some more things in after it's given me the itinerary. You can also ask it to clarify things. So say it starts to mention something and you go, oh, that's really interesting. Please give me some more, or can you give me some more activities that might interest me? It will give you 5, but there is usually more than 5 things to do in a lot of areas, so you can ask it for some more. It'll let you know if it's got some more there as well. And as always, this content is AI generated, so please review the output, especially if you have serious medical conditions or allergies. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I've got my responses on here largely pre-written, just so that you don't have to sit there and wait for me to type. So what I'm doing is I'm putting that I'm gluten and dairy free and I'm going to go to Rotorua, New Zealand. Okay, and so now it goes, awesome, what are your interests while you're there? So for example, if you were going for business, you could say, I'm going there for business, but I'll only be free in the evenings, and it won't give you any options to do things during the day. Fantastic if you've got a business trip somewhere, but you do want to experience a little of the destination. For me personally, I actually really like mountain biking and trail running, so keeping us on the theme of things I'm into, I'm going to put that I'm traveling for tourism. I like mountain biking, trail running, and hiking. I'd be keen for a ride in the redwoods and a nice walk in the bush. I'd like to learn some more about Māori culture, and I'd love to check out a few of the geysers and hot pools. Okay, and so it wants to know when I'm going and for how long. So I'm going to tell it I'm going for 3 days, and it'll be in October of this year. Now, the more specific you give it on the more information you give it, the better the results are it's going to be. But don't fret, if you don't give it as specific a results, you can chat back to it and ask it to give you more information. Okay, so once this is loaded, what I'm going to do is copy it into here. We'll paste it as Markdown, and then we can let's have a look and see what it's done. Okay, so it starts off with the top 5 activities that it would think I would like, and you'll notice this does conform to what I said I wanted to do. And if you're not aware, I'm a Kiwi. I live in Auckland. This place is actually 2 hours away from me, and it's one of the best mountain biking places in the world. It's world class. So I've been there a few times. Not as often as many people, though. But you can see here it goes, there are many more activities available. So I could chat back and I could go, hey, could you give me another 5 things? This is really great because even if I don't like, I've used it for some of my trip to Japan. And so even if it gives you, say, 2 or 3 options in the how it wants you to spend the day, thinks that you should spend a day, because I used it for a day trip, it gave me about another 5, and I actually asked it gave me another 5, 10 things that I could see in the area. So I actually went, hey, in the activities, you gave me a lot more things. Can you fill some more things into the day? Do you think I could, that's suitable? And it'll go, yeah, sure. Or, you probably can't fit any more in that day. But anyway, I digress. So it's given me a few options why I might want to visit and a website so that I can find out more information, which is great. How locals spend their time at this time of year, which may or may not be something that interests you, but it can be a really great way to learn more. Actually, if you're ever going to Rotorua, I do recommend you trying. There's a couple of companies that do an evening cultural experience, which is well worth going to. One night they do dinner and a show. Potentially don't go if you're gluten-free. Hangi tends to have breadcrumbs in it, and so there may not be much in the way of suitable food. But it's a great way to experience the local culture. We also give you the top 3 local websites, that some ways that you might want to be able to visit to see what events are on, if there was anything in particular you wanted to see for that location. Maybe not so much for Rotorua, but could be an option if you go into a big city. I've used it for my upcoming trip to Melbourne, and it gave me some great results on some live music to go see. Now here we get into the nitty-gritty. So I've started off with breakfast, and it's got a couple of options. Again, we would want to check these out and double check that we're okay with them. But we can see on that. Then in the morning, have brekkie, go mountain biking in the redwoods. Yes, that's probably what I would do if I was going there. Lunch, couple of options that we can have. Again, you'd want to go and check these out to make sure that they were suitable, but all of these will be nearby, and Rotorua is a small town, so this probably helps. In the afternoon, go see Te Puia. Great, cool. Then gives an option for dinner in some of the central locations, which is awesome. In the morning, go for a run at the Blue Lake, which is a stunning lake nearby. Few options for lunch, that's cool. And it's given you 2, but if you use this in conjunction with the dining guide, you could then get more. So you could go, hey, I want 10 options in Rotorua, and I want you to, and it will feed that back to you. So you don't have to use this as the be-all and end-all, but it's a really great starting point. Let's imagine you were trying to toss up maybe between going to Rotorua and Taupo. You could look at that and you could go, I only have time for one place, which do I want to pick? And you could compare the 2 options side by side really easily. So go trail run, then go and see Waitapu. So really good. We get a bit of exercise, bit of outdoors, and some of the mud pools, which is amazing. Day 3, go and hang out at the Polynesian Spa. And that, if it's the weekend, it's probably the other way around, I think, from memory. I'm not sure if it's on in the afternoon, but that'd be a great idea, right? Great way to see the local environment. Amazing. It then gives what are some of the areas you want to stay in, which is perfect if you don't know an area. What are some of the good options, so that when you're looking at somewhere like booking.com or any of those websites, you're not sitting there and going, well, these are all over the place. Where do I actually want to be? So yeah, perfect. It still needs to be validated, but as you can see, this has been a really, really great starting point. If I was actually going away to this destination, it's meant that it's done a whole lot of the work for me, and it's making my life a whole lot easier. As you can see, it's really easy to create an itinerary and dining guide suited to your dietary needs, preferences, and pace. As always, please ensure you validate the results. AI can make mistakes, but don't forget to chat back so that you tailor the output to your needs. If you use Google Docs on a computer, a link to how to enable the Markdown will be in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to learn to use our tools, and if you're not a member, visit globallysourced.com today and travel and eat with confidence.